Okay, so we're back on the van project here. It's the 2000, ignore that. It's actually an E350. Found that out I was reading the VIN. These trucks had a hard life. So I've done a lot of work on this thing. A lot of work. Every second of video that I took is gone. Yeah. I'm just going to say it got corrupted because that sounds a lot better than I lost the thumb drive it was on. So, yeah. I took it off of my phone onto my computer to do some editing, and then I put it on a thumb drive for whatever reason. I can't remember. And now that thumb drive is magically gone. So all that is for nothing. All the video time. Anyway, so more about this truck having a hard life here. It's just going to be summary, everything I've done to it in between the cold start video and the introduction and all that, because I've done a lot of stuff to it. Again, not in a proper shop. I'm just at a place where I'm doing this for the customer. So, yeah, starters here. First things we did. 2 brand new batteries. Customer provided them for me. I hear good things about these Odyssey Extremes. I don't know who actually makes them. It was my understanding that I think there's only like 2 major manufacturers of batteries in North America. It's like Johnson Control and some other, I can't remember the name. But the thing that's cool about these guys, number one, no core return charge. You don't have to bring your old batteries back. That's kind of interesting. The other cool thing, they don't use any recycled lead in them. So they're supposed to last a lot longer, things like that. They seem to have good cranking power and everything anyway. They got these fancy brass terminals on them. Yeah, quite expensive. I think they only had like a 3-year warranty on them. I think I bought some from Canadian Tire for like $500 for a pair, and they had a 5-year warranty on them. And I think these only have like a 2-year or 3-year warranty, and they were, can't remember what he told me he paid for them, but they're quite expensive. Did the alternator as well at the same time. The 2 batteries that were in it were absolutely smoked, and the alternator that was in it was only charging at 11 volts. So bing bang boom, bish bash bosh, new alternator. I did a coolant flush at the same time, changed the thermostat. I was going to change the water pump, but this one's actually new. It wasn't leaking. Customer just wanted to do it as a preventative maintenance thing, but it's actually a new Ford water pump on there, so we left it alone. Changed the bearing in this idler pulley. That was quick, simple, and easy. Quick sidebar. Anybody wondering with an Econo chassis, how do I drain my fuel bowl? That's what this little guy is for. I found mine kind of just tucked way back in there somewhere. I was looking for it, like, where is it? Usually I believe they're like right up here somewhere. They're usually right by the transmission stick. All you do is you just give it a pull and then it drains. I'm not going to demonstrate because there's no need to, and I don't have anything underneath it to catch the fuel. But yeah, so there's that quick sidebar. This is new wiring. This is all me. I did this as per my customer. This is what he wanted. New location for new fuses for new circuits. Anyway, this I did like that because that's how I wanted it. Did the oil change. There's another one that really disappoints me because I put the arch oil in here after I did that oil change. Took it for a little drive. I recorded that. I wanted to show how good of a product arch oil actually is. They have a lot of videos out there vouching for them already, but I figured another one doesn't hurt. Anyway, yeah, because this truck had some pretty good stiction. It wouldn't rev up when it was cold, like, at all, and it was really hard to start, and it would smoke this whole damn neighborhood out. Like, it was bad. Doesn't really do that anymore. It's still, like, it needs to warm up a little bit still. I've only put 1,000 clicks on it so far. I've been kind of driving it around a bunch in between fixing the major things that needed to be dealt with. Like, for example, I put 6 brand new tires on it. So that's what we're doing there. We did 6 brand new tires. They're an all-terrain tire. If you look at them, there's the tread on them. They are brand new. They're really good tires. They are Sumitomo Encounter ATs. And if you're wondering, I do live in a winter climate. Anybody who also lives in a winter climate and wants an all-weather tire, these are an all-weather tire, not all season. They're better. These are actually rated for winter, and in areas where they require you to have snow tires, these are legal. Just in case anybody was ever wondering about that. So I put, you can see, all 6 are brand new. I was going to do an alignment. Of course, that stupid furnace. Maybe it's not so loud on the video, but it sure is irritating in here. Anyways, I was going to do an alignment at the same time. I took it to a different place to do the tires and all that, obviously. This isn't really a mechanic shop. I don't have tire machines and things here. But yeah, so I took it to a tire shop nearby, got them to do tires on it, and I know the guy that's in there, so he's going to let me do an alignment, use his alignment machine. But when I brought it up on his hoist, both the lower ball joints are smoked, so we're going to do all 4 of them. Since you gotta, once you got it all apart, you may as well do the uppers and everything as well. Really, they're only a guide on this. You don't really need to worry about them if they're clapped out, but if you got it apart, you may as well just do it. The lowers are the ones you want to be concerned about on these. They actually are structural and whatnot, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, long story short, attack me in the comments. It's not proper. It's not proper. Yeah, whatever. Upper ball joint, if it's worn out, you should still replace it, but it's not a big deal on this particular suspension style. Anyways, back to this truck having a life too. Both these fenders are different. This door, truck's been stolen, as you can see. I'm going to try and JB weld a new lock cylinder in there as per the customer's request. The bolts on the door were loose, just barely hanging on for some reason. This speaker was unplugged. What else was there? Those cigarette lighters, they were not plugged in, and the antenna for the radio wasn't plugged in. I had the dash all apart because I mounted this switch on here. So that switch is part of my circuitry for the whoopee lights on the roof. Another one there. And there's that one as well. So I had to take it apart. I changed the lights in the cluster while I was in there. That cluster, I don't think displays the right mileage. 261,000 kilometers. I don't think that's accurate anymore. Because I'm pretty sure I found pick and pull numbers on there. So, or well, I guess really you could just say junkyard numbers for anybody that doesn't know where pick and pull is. They're basically just an auto wrecker. You go in and pull the parts yourself. People probably already know that, but yeah, I found numbers on there, and yeah, there's a bunch of weird shit. It's got a new tumbler for the ignition. I can try. That's shiny and new. It's got 2 brand new keys. Now we're gonna sidebar onto the Hydra that I installed. So probably people are gonna be wondering about it. Why did I put this on if this is for a company truck? Well, so number one, this is the guy you want to talk to. You want to go to this website. That is where you order 7.3 parts. Basically, is what I'm gonna say. Fernando is just absolutely stellar dude to deal with, and very responsive. If you ever have to talk to him on Facebook, his customer service is absolutely spectacular. Cannot say enough good about the guy. Yeah, great guy to deal with. I recommend all 7.3 parts you buy from him. Riff Raff's another good place, but I will say this: he tends to undercut Riff Raff. Maybe not by a lot, but still does. So you generally get a better deal from him. I bought a lot of parts from him. So anyways, the customer wanted this installed because of the anti-theft properties, the high idle properties, and the tuning properties as well. So the way the anti-theft on this works, if I turn the key on, see it says Hydra, flash through its thing, they see NS, no start. So you'll notice the glow plug light doesn't come on. It should be right here.
Unless you're the late.
So that's in no start mode. The truck will not start no matter how long you crank it. It's great. So all you got to do is you just take that little box off at the end of the day, bring it inside with you, and then nobody can change the tunes and start the truck. It also has the high idle tune as well, obviously. So we put a 1200 RPM one because it does a lot of cold weather idling. And then we put a 60 and a 40 horse tune on it. Both toe tunes, obviously, because this thing's always going to be heavy. Obviously. So the 60 is going to be for when he just has the box full. And then he's going to have a small trailer for it as well that he's going to pull in the summer. So that's what the 40 horse is for, just so we're not spinning the transmission out. I told him use it at your own discretion. You might not even need the 40 horse, but if you're ever towing really heavy, then you can, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Fantastic product. This thing can actually keep up with traffic now, and the fuel economy that it's going to get is going to be much better, because with a diesel engine, you make a little more power. It works less to do the same thing, basically. So you can get up to speed faster. You don't have to keep your foot in it as long. That's why you can get better power with a tuner on these, until you start going stupid, crazy power with them. I suggest almost every truck I deal with that they have a hydro chip put in on them. If you have a fleet and you just want to have it set at a higher power level for fuel economy purposes, such as this one, just set it at a 60 horse and that's it. All you got to do is just set the tune, unplug the box, hide the ribbon cable, and then if you have fleet guys, they can't play with the tuner and blow it up. Anyway, super simple, super easy thing to use as well on top of that. So yeah, back to it. This is going to be my next video, by the way. You can see that up pipe is leaking and the exhaust back pressure valve actuator is leaking on the turbo pedestal. That's going to be the next video. Hopefully I don't lose the thumb drive. I'm going to try and just edit everything on my phone this time so I can be more organized. Flashlight can turn on? Nice, it does. So if you can see, there it is back there. The U-joint right up by the carrier bearing there, that is brand new. I had to struggle to install that. That sucked. If that U-joint ever goes bad again, I'm going to recommend that this customer replaces the drive shaft because it is pretty nasty in there. Yeah, there was a lot of filings that came out when I pressed the old one out because it was kind of installed crooked. And the ears are pretty beat. So you just put a U-joint in it to see what happens. If it lasts. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then, yeah, if it goes bad again though, I'm gonna suggest a new drive shaft this time. You'll notice the pinion's starting to sweat too, I'm pretty sure, because that other U-joint that was in there that was bad has been bad for a very long time, so I'm sure it's just rattled that seal to death. I'm surprised it's only got that little sweat going. No slop in it though, so that's good. Here's again, 6 brand new tires. Ugh. All the marker lights along the sides and the front and the back are all brand new. Here's my fancy whoopee light that he wanted me to install. Anyway, yeah, so those all work. That worked, that worked. It's got a fancy, real nice trailer hitch bumper on it. Used to be a rental truck back in the day for Ryder Rentals, if anybody knows what that company is. Yeah, so this thing's not had an easy life, let's put it that way. I gotta clean up some of this mess back here, but it's still a work in progress. This is garbage. It's just a bunch of stupid bullshit. Don't even want to talk about it. It's disgusting me to even think about it because it was such an irritating... Anyway, long story short, this is all going to the garbage except for that tire. Here's some of my wiring. Here's my RV light that I installed back here. There's some of the wiring. It's not quite complete yet. I'm going to tidy it up a little bit, but I'm going to wait till I finish mounting the lights outside. There's one of the old ones that doesn't work. I got 2 new ones we're going to mount outside. That's what this switch is going to be for. And then if you look up here, put another light just up above the roof because he's going to be in here with the door closed a lot and doing something, you know, working on whatever, blah, blah, blah. Whatever he ends up using this van for. And he needs to be able to see. So he wanted me to install a couple lights. Did that. We're going to get the ones that shine off the back. We're going to get them going. And then once I finish that up, then I can loom all this up, make it look pretty, prim and proper. Ooh, yeah, so on top of that, we got to do an alignment still. I'm not going to record that. Alignment videos are... You can't learn a lot just watching a video online. Like, it does help, but when it comes to alignments, just take it to a qualified technician. And if you're trying to become a qualified technician, well, then just bug your journeyman to teach you more. Because that's the other thing. Alignments is going to be another one of those controversial deals where the way I do it, it works. But all the keyboard warriors, they're not going to be so happy with it. Basic rundown is you just set your total toe right, and then you adjust the steering wheel after that. That seems to be the most efficient way to do it right. At least that's how I tend to do it. You always set your caster and camber first, and then you go to you do your total toe. You just make your total toe good. Take it for a drive, see how the wheel is, and then adjust till the wheel is straight. That's the way I've always done it. I've never had an issue with it, and it seems to be the best way to do it, even if you have a crappy alignment machine that doesn't read properly. So yeah, long story short, there's that for you. Connell lines, since I'm doing the turbo stuff, I might talk about it in another video, but they had the wrong clamp on here. So that's what's supposed to be there. These are these V-band clamps with the T-bars, or little T-bolts in them, and then the nut. They actually had that on the compressor side of the turbo, so it had a boost leak. And then on the compressor side of the turbo, there's supposed to be a gear clamp style V-band, which is this guy. You can see it's been leaking exhaust for a long time. All the soot on it. This is supposed to be on the compressor housing, not on the exhaust. So if you ever take the turbos apart on these and you wonder, gee, you wonder which clamp goes where, this one is your intake clamp. This should be the only one you take off that looks like it. All the other V-bands that you're going to take off will be the T-bolt style. They all go on the exhaust. This one goes on the compressor side. If you screw them up, they are different. They will both leak. Quick summary for that. And then another thing too with the van chassis, you might notice, there's a lot of empty space here. It's because there's no intercooler. The van chassis, to my knowledge, are never intercooled. Take a look in here. You'll see it looks just like an old body style Power Stroke. One of them old 94.5 to 07 styles. Or sorry, 97 style to 07. What am I talking about? Anyway, so they don't have an intercooler, and because of that, they actually have a slightly different turbocharger, and they also don't have wastegates. So if you take a look, you'll see there's no wastegate actuator back here like you'd see on a pickup truck, 99 and up. I believe 99 and up. Could be wrong. 99 also had a different turbocharger, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of stuff we could get into with that. Pedestals can also be different, things like that. But anyway, these ones, so because it's a van, no wastegate, so it has a different compressor housing, and I believe the compressor wheel, I think the exhaust turbine is the same. I'd have to double check that. I'm not 100% certain. But they do have a different compressor stuff on these. So they're a slightly different turbocharger. Exhaust back pressure valve, we're going to be deleting that because, oh great, my battery's too low to turn my flashlight on, but if you can see in there, you'd see that it's leaking, among other things, it being a 7.3. We're just going to fix the obvious stuff for now because the customer needs to get this thing on the road. But yeah, so that's a quick basic rundown of the stuff I've done at, you know, not a mechanic shop, just a random shop. I need a better setup. But this is what you do when you're just starting out. You just rent what you can get. So, yeah. There we go. Well, we'll check in with you on the next video. I'll actually, hopefully, manage to not lose it. Should be fairly quick. I'm probably going to start recording it right after this one. So, I don't know when it's going to get uploaded, but I don't think I have enough people that care about when I have things uploaded. So, until the next one, stay classy and we'll see you then.